try to remember.
Mitchell, let me hear you.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, ¿y tú?
Hello.
Hello.
Meow meow.
And what's that yours?
Ping pong book.
Ping pong. Do it again. Say something.
Ping pong book.
Not while you're having it.
Ah.
Welcome back to another episode of Rolling with Reddit. Some people roll with
Mitchell?
Some people roll with
Columbus.
And we're rolling with Reddit today. One day I'll teach them the tagline. I don't know the taglines. Some people roll with advantage. Some people roll with disadvantage. And today we're rolling through the forms.
This is why Green Lantern was my least favorite.
Oh yeah. Could you imagine? Every time.
Rhyme, a tongue twister?
Instead of having two short to medium sized stories, I have one long one for you. And this one has actually been marked with a warning.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is a not safe for work story.
TW?
Little NSFW.
Oh.
Okay.
The title.
Let me get
I guess let me tell you the author.
Nice.
This is brought to us by Definitely Sprite.
Okay.
I don't think it's Sprite.
McDonald's Sprite, right?
Oh, that's some slaps, yeah.
Spicy.
Burns the back of your throat.
That's herpes.
Anyways.
The title reads: DM's wife tries to dominate the party, literally and figuratively.
Oh no.
Hello, all. Content warnings for sexual harassment in and somewhat out of game, and mentions of past trauma.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, this isn't going
So that's
nearly as the sexy route I was thinking it was going to go.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a long one, so I might have to steamroll through this a little bit so we can keep this at a reasonable length. But let's hop into it. My friends and I just departed from a 5e homebrew campaign, and it would be a joy to share with you all. For context, 3 of us, who I'll call Druid, Wizard, and Barbarian, fucking thank you! Thank you for simple names. We're invited to join Fighter's cousin's new campaign. Okay, you're losing me with the Fighter's cousin, but you get a pass. Barbarian and I, Druid, okay, so the well-rounded party, had been on the hunt for a campaign for months, dodging creeps along the way. I know where you landed, so I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
We were stoked and jumped on the opportunity since Fighter is such a chill person, and we have all been friends for a good 5 years leading up to all of this. For further context, Barbarian and Fighter are dating. Meanwhile, myself and Wizard are in our own relationship. The DM had no issues with us being a couple, saying that his own wife would be part of the party as well. She, on the other hand, made teasing comments about how playing with couples never works out. Keep in mind, the DM and his wife are in their late 30s, early 40s, while us 4 are in our mid-20s. Regardless, we were soon joined by another friend of the DM, bringing our party up to 6.
Ooh, that's...
It's a big party.
It can be a challenge.
Yeah, that's a lot of people to juggle.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The joking aside, we all begin piecing together our characters. Wizard and I agree to play platonic friendly characters since DM's wife had made comments about playing with couples, so we wanted to be respectful. As our characters come together, we soon realize that DM's wife is playing a Tabaxi rogue, which was a sexified version of one of their cats.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's...
She has cat and 9 tails.
I couldn't decide if I hated it or not. It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, but it's also a little...
It can take a real hard turn to go really
Yeah.
bad.
We're about to find out exactly how hard of a turn it was.
Yeah, it can go really bad. She gave her own cat huge knockers and put them in a skimpy outfit. You know what I'm hoping?
Is there like 6?
I'm hoping that this, you know, the people who get their pets in portraits of like medieval Renaissance.
yeah.
I'm hoping that they have a portrait of their cat
Yes.
like this, just because I think that'd be hilarious. Meanwhile, the rest of the party made characters that fit the setting that her husband established. Putting that and her impossibly high ability scores aside, nearly an 18 in everything at level 1. How the hell? We all began the campaign. Initially, everyone's characters were wary due to their own traumas and struggles, but the chemistry was good. I cannot emphasize how lovely the rest of the party and the DM were through this. The issue was, however, that this cat was just disgusting.
Oh no.
The DM's wife played a rogue that incessantly sexually harassed the monk, constantly groping him, making inappropriate comments, in the whole 9 yards. It was impossible to get through tense, lore-heavy moments when this feline was acting like it was in heat 24/7.
That was pretty bad.
That's bad. I like the writing style here.
I like the writing style because they're like, let me make this a little bit more lighthearted to the fact of the matter that all of us were sexually harassed.
Yeah. The comments would carry on to the rest of the party as well, but was somewhat restrained, thankfully. What we weren't safe from, however, was her casually breaking the fourth wall, announcing to the party the abilities that the wizard had when she didn't know, mocking the druid for being from a cult village, when in-game she had no idea where the druid was from, and so on and so forth. The four of us walked on eggshells, saying that she was the DM's wife, but her being part of the campaign made it extremely difficult to enjoy it. In all honesty, she was so miserable to be around that her demanding me, a druid, to heal her was the least annoying thing. That's pretty annoying, all things considered, like to be demanded to be healed. And if that's the least annoying thing, oh buddy.
Oh lord.
Eventually, our barbarian had to drop out because of work, but we later found out that he had private beef with her and did not want to carry on. With that, everything seemed to begin to fall apart. Our wizard and I spoke in private and often about her behavior. He was worried about how it was affecting me due to my history with SH, and I was worried about him as she had begun to target him. The wizard was a chronology wizard. For those of you who don't know, that is time magic, one of the coolest magics. The one who had been extremely helpful in the party, saved us from the crits, excluding one time where he accidentally made it worse.
Oh no.
I mean, that's sometimes chronology is you can't fuck with time and not expect time to fuck you.
It's like wild magic, right? It's a little bit like
you deal with probability a lot. You can change out rules with like potency. It's got some cool shit on it. But like the fact that it made a roll worse one time does not surprise me. The DM decided to give his wife a pocket watch that could literally cancel out his magic if he used his chronology magic and she decided that she didn't want it to happen.
The fuck?
She could simply nullify his magic as many times as she wanted, whenever she wanted, and we later found out that she really enjoyed this as she felt that the wizard was acting like the main character simply because he was one of the only ones willing to initiate roleplay / would describe things to help immerse the others. How dare you?
How dare you have a good time? How dare you roleplay?
How dare you?
Like, how dare you play D&D as it's intended?
How do you just have the power of nope? That's just
That's wild.
that's just too much.
Kel, you're contributing too much to this video. I'm gonna ask you to just stop real quick, okay? Thank you.
I'm gonna press the
where's it
mute
at?
button on you.
Oh, no, sorry, you can do it now. Yeah. I'm sorry, I take it back.
Nope, you know me.
That is fair. We trucked on a few more sessions after the barbarian left, as well as began to grow weary in the background. I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Eventually, everything came to a head when our dearest rogue decided to murder a town's guard when we all practically begged her not to do it. You're in a new city and the rogue is fucking offing town's guard? Yeah, I mean...
Sounds kind of normal.
For a rogue, it does.
Well,
You know what's funny is Crystal was like, we were reading a Reddit story a few weeks back, and she was like, not the rogues, you're giving rogues a bad name. I was like, oh, honey. Rogues already have a bad name.
Yeah.
Our bard's horny. Rogues
Yeah.
are
Problematic.
chaotic. Just
It happens. We were in a new city that was extremely strict, and I didn't want to ruin things on the first night. But she didn't care in the slightest. Our monk attempted to stop her, but failed, leaving us in a horrible spot. Myself and the wizard were fed up at this point, and I messaged the DM privately. His excuse was that she was a chaotic character, and that we're here to tell a story. I relented, but knew I was on my final straw with her. Between her sabotaging most things and her constant inappropriate comments in and out of the game, we were pretty much over it. If the storyline wasn't as good as it was, I think we all would have left sooner. Now, we can make it to our final session together. The night before, the DM asked us for feedback, just to see how we were all feeling about everything so far. I took this as my opportunity to express that as much as I was loving the story and the whole rest of the party, I was growing tired of his wife's behavior. I explained that I had personal issues and that I didn't appreciate being reminded of said issues every single session. He apologized for me feeling that way, but again, he stated that we were only there to tell a story. And what happened at the table stays at the table.
Oh, so you're enabling your wife.
Yeah.
You're enabling your wife to be
A butthole.
His response left a very sour taste in my mouth. And I'd hoped that being nearly 20 years older than me would mean that he would be mature and possibly fix the behavior. Boy, was I wrong. The wizard was at his wit's end with how the rogue was just not willing to participate in any form of roleplay, but attempted to play nice for the new party member, a paladin. Immediately, the rogue began to grope on this man as well. It was apparent that the only reason this woman wanted to play this campaign was to grope on men and make the rest of us uncomfortable. The wizard snapped and asked, "Is this seriously necessary? Wife?" No, I assume name.
Yeah.
She simply laughed in response, and we begrudgingly moved on. The session ended and the DM has a discussion with us as the party about our responses to his request for feedback. Wizard and I reiterate that we are always willing to talk and discuss anything, just as we had all this time. And of course, the rogue says nothing. With that, we called it a day, and I attempted to be optimistic for the future sessions. That was until Fighter, the DM, and the DM's wife's cousin privately messaged with me. He apologized for not telling me and Wizard sooner, but we find out that the wife had been talking shit about us the entire time we knew her.
Saw that coming.
The wife/rogue, however you want to refer to her, has called the wizard someone with main character syndrome because of the class of magic that he picked, initiating roleplay, and describing spells and other actions for immersion. Please keep in mind, this man attempted to include her in those moments, so she wasn't so ostracized, but she always refused or would make some inappropriate comment/joke to shut him down. Now, as for me, she referred to me as soft. This started before the campaign even began because the fighter told her to not use the R word slur around me. Oh, buddy.
Oh, no.
Oh, buddy.
It just keeps getting worse.
Around me and the wizard. Then after the feedback came back, she felt that I was soft for having trauma that directly relates to her sexual behavior. Keep in mind, she also sent me inappropriate messages privately as well to be funny. With that, she bluntly told her husband and our monk, who we all thought was chill up until now, that she would ramp up the groping and disgusting behavior so that I can toughen up.
Oh, fuck no.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have 2 more paragraphs and that's going to be the end of the story. I dropped out 2 days later, after taking the time to put together a respectful message. Apologizing to the DM, I had to dance around the information I had because calling his wife out would simply make things hard for the fighter in their personal life. I explained to him that I simply couldn't keep putting aside my comfort and mental health for a story, even though it slapped. I mean, compliments to the story that this GM is telling. Horrible person, though, apparently.
Yeah.
Supporting your wife's behavior.
Yeah.
God.
He hasn't bothered to respond to me, but his wife did kick the wizard and I out of the server. We then found out from the fighter that she is proceeding to lie about the circumstances, claiming that I am simply following behind Wizard and leaving for no reason at all, stating that this was why she hated playing with couples.
It's just the words of an abuser.
You made it.
Yeah, it's just the person.
You made it like a self-actualizing, like, you antagonize this couple into the point they left and then go, see, this is why I like playing with couples.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, wow. Wow.
Because they stick up for each other.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Don't like being sexually harassed.
Yeah.
Like,
Won't stand for your doing weirdness.
Mhm.
We have a couple more sentences here, and then we'll be good. Regardless, it seems like the campaign is dead in the water, and our fighter won't let them pressure them into playing still. So yeah, we found out that the wife and the monk have some weird dynamic, and that he enjoyed that behavior in the campaign, in front of people that are like the same age as his kids. Essentially, it felt like there was some gross exhibition stuff going on behind the scenes. Why this woman thought it would be fun to just sideline an entire campaign for the lulz will always be beyond me. Why her husband was putting up so much effort into this and was allowing it, it confuses me even more.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Fingers crossed I'll eventually find a campaign that isn't creepy. Happy rolls, y'all.
So sad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
fingers crossed you find another campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would. 2 games in of that annoyance is when you start just player killing. You just, just start.
I'm gonna murder
It's like a
the
sheet-
titty cat.
Is
Titty
Titty Cat asleep? I'm gonna take a pillow and just
If you touch my
Make a new
character
character.
again, you're gonna lose that hand.
Yeah, precisely.
That's gross.
Yeah. We have some top comments here. My mind is reeling. But from Murder Crab UK, they quote a part of the section and then comment on quite a few of it. Their top comment is actually kind of long, so I'm gonna skim it a little bit. They quote, "Keep in mind the DM and his wife are in their late 30s, early 40s, while the 4 of us are in our mid-20s." Comment says, "Maybe not the reddest of red flags out there, but, well, my old housemate put it like this. Why don't people your own age want to roll with you?" That's the question that always came up in her head regarding dynamics like these. And I hate that she had a point, but there you go. A tabaxi, was a sexified version of one of their cats. She gave her own cat huge knockers and then a skimpy outfit. Getting redder. Putting that in her impossibly high ability scores, nearly 18s and everything at level 1. There it is. There's giving couples who play together a bad name classic.
Yeah,
Not to throw
that's
shade.
exactly what I thought.
Yep. Not to throw shade on the relationship of people I've never met, but no, actually, to throw shade. Bending over backwards to make your SO the bestest at everything and letting them do whatever they always come across as so spineless. I can't grasp what makes DMs bribe or appease or put on a pedestal their life partners like that. Don't get me wrong, I love my partner. I'm down bad and an utter simp in the day-to-day. But I've never seen the need to show it with, blatant displays of unfairness and blind eyes turned to their shenanigans during the game time. A group activity that they're quite capable of taking the spotlight and running with. No need for me to enable them.
Yeah.
And they quote a few other things. In fact, this top comment is probably the top comment for a very good reason, because they make a lot of good points.
Yeah.
And we would be here for a little while longer if I were to read the entire thing. You guys want to hear one more?
Sure.
Okay. So the next part that they quote is, "It was impossible to get through tense, lore-heavy moments while this feline was acting like it was in heat 24/7. I love that fucking section.
It's a great line.
I think that was my favorite line out of all of it. Like, sorry that you had to go through that, but you're writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spot on. Great storytelling.
Yeah. The comment that the commenter Murder Crab UK left was, "Is this a sex thing? Are these people D&D swingers? Is Habano the DM getting off on this? I'm not intrinsically opposed to that, but damn, woman, if to a bit you would commit, and sure the room is into it."
Yeah. That would be one of those things during like session 0, be like, hey, so I'm going to have a hypersexualized character that is going to like make sure that's okay with everyone, because D&D is personally an escape for some people.
Yeah.
And you're literally turning their
it's
fun
wild.
into.
And this is not like I'm not being paid to put this out. There's a new tool that exists. We used it at Gen Con. It's the Deck of Player Safety. You guys can find this on Demiplane. I'll link it in the description. They even have physical cards that you can have at your tables if you play in person. But it's literally a deck of cards where you go through and you pick out things that you don't want. You do it anonymously. So there might be a card that says
really
spiders.
nice.
That's really neat.
There might be a card that says like flirting. And so everyone goes around, and if like everyone picks out a card, there's even cards that say anything goes. So everyone turns in a card. The DM will shuffle it randomly, and they'll read all of them, and they say, "I can't do blank, 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 blank." And they can either present that to everyone if it's something that like other players will contribute to, or they can keep it secret. Like for some, it might be like drug addiction.
Yeah.
Like that's easy to control the GM. You don't necessarily have to tell everyone in the game. Like I just won't include any addiction in this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So check the description for that. I got to meet the creator of that at Gen Con. Wonderful, amazing person. And it's for free. Like you can find this tool online for free on Demiplane.
That's
and
very
you can
cool.
find
That's very
others.
That's really neat.
It's a really useful tool.
I plan on getting it.
Yeah.
Or at least implementing it at our tables. I feel like I know you all well enough where I can just like send you guys messages.
Are there blank cards that you can write in, like
They
feet
do
pics
have.
to not be included?
Not the feet pics.
That's gonna be the bit for a while.
I'm gonna write no meowing at the table. That's fine.
I
That's
guess we're not
homophobic.
You agreed to this. With that, though, that is going to include today's Rolling with Reddit video. This has been James, Mitchell, Emma, and Kel. Check out the various socials below, and check out the story linked in the top of the description. In the meantime, bye bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.